What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Yesterday, Brother George Macon sent me this video of Louisiana State Senator John Kennedy. And of course, he has some interest in being reelected. And this is an interesting campaign because there are several cities in the state of Louisiana that are troublesome. Number one is New Orleans. Number two is Baton Rouge, and then Shreveport. I believe these three cities out of the top 15 in America are in the worst cities in the Union. However, before I get into great detail, I would like to play the particular ad in which is causing controversy across the nation, and then we'll come back.
Violent crime is surging in Louisiana. Woke leaders blame the police. I blame the criminals. A mom should not have to look over her shoulder when she's pumping gas. I voted against the early release of violent criminals, and I opposed defunding the police. Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. I'm John Kennedy, and I approve this message.
Now, guys, you heard what he had to say. Let me just say this because I am one of the people here who believe in attacking some of the Pookie and Ray Ray class that we have in Black America. And I know we have liberals who say that we need to defund the police. I don't believe that is going to help our problems because crime is going to just soar. Okay? And I don't like criminality myself. However, he uses the term crackhead. Now, where does that term come from? A crackhead is basically an individual who wasn't addicted to crack cocaine. So you would see these people in the Black community, especially in the 80s and 90s. These people came after heroin addicts, and obviously you had a few people who were white, but it's not so ambiguous. It's really talking about Black people. So what he's saying is call a Black drug addict. Now, let me deal with this because the Reagan administration and the CIA and people have realized that, hey, we brought drugs into America and literally dropped it off amongst Black people. So these criminals just somehow got there, right? They're there. And these criminals we want to protect from people. I get that. But Senator John Kennedy, as much as you want to talk about calling crackheads, how did we get them in the first place? We got them because of you. We got them because of people like you in power. Because deliberately delivering drugs to Black people and making them who they are is because of you. Like Neely Fuller said, we are your children. And I'm not saying that every Black person is like that because they're not. But now, if you want to take accountability for the Pookies and Ray Rays, well, will you help create them? Because they didn't have to be like that if you didn't want them to be like that. But that's what you wanted. So now these people are terrorizing the nations. Single motherhood is out of order, and you're seeing the feminization of Black men. You're seeing a whole bunch of stuff, and you want to protect these places from these wicked people who are creating crime. But that's what y'all wanted, and the policies that you create, that's what you got. So as much as I don't like criminality, I gotta admit that some people have helped them get there and created the opportunity for them to get there. So that's you. And I think that white folk need to own it. Own it. For those of you who have a problem with Black dysfunction, and I get it because I have a problem with it too. But stop acting like you didn't have a hand in it. Like you didn't have some sort of positions and policies for them to be that way and brainwash for them to be that way, because you did. Now you're complaining about the problem that you guys created, and it's no different than being unaccountable like certain folk. Call a crackhead. As if, you don't help create these situations. Everything that goes on dysfunctional in America has been created and is allowed. Let me just tell you something. In the state of California, I did a video about how California no longer will use, or it will not use, the lyrics of gangster rappers to basically try them based on admission of guilt, because it's considered creativity. Okay? So now let me ask you this. What does this mean? That means that you're pretty much going to give them a pass and allow more violence to come in to say, hey, listen, we did X, Y, and Z to your homeboy on this record, and we want you to go out there and basically assassinate each other so we can lock you up and give you all the years while you destroy your community. This is like the oldest play in the book. The problem is can black people realize it? Black folks got to realize what's going on here. And people, how many times do they got to show us that we don't like y'all? We're going to make fun of y'all as much as we can. And they can say that crackhead is ambiguous. It's not. Crackhead is a black thing. And this is the reason why we got to have some respect for each other as a group. Our people have to have respect for each other. We need to love each other, so that folks don't refer to some of the people as crackheads, because so we have to do that. This is why blacks need to work together, not against each other. This is why. How many times do they gotta show us how they feel about us? And the problem of criminality has to do with, where's the father in the house? He ain't there, is he? I wonder why he's not there. Because y'all don't want him to be there. That's what it's about. Okay? If you had more black families, you would have less criminality going on. Because I remember people telling me this. Listen, there was a time in black America where you could leave your door unlocked. Won't nobody come break in your house. Because folks had respect for each other. But now taking that black man out the house, which is what a lot of folks wanted, now all of a sudden we have problems. We have issues now. We've been destabilized. I wonder why we got destabilized. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. So Celebrity Junk, appreciate you for all that you do. Strap at the bell. We're out.